Hey my darlings, I'm back with another video and I hope everybody is doing well, taking care of themselves and doing the best that they can do every day. Staying prayed up out here, definitely every day. So on this video, I wanted to talk about breaking generational curses. And so the more that I've learned about that topic, which there's probably even more research that I could do on it to get even more in depth than what I will do on this video, what I will talk about on this video. But so I know one of the reasons why the Most High God chooses specific people out of families that he chooses. Now, I'm not sure if he chooses one person out of every single family in the world. You know what I mean? Like, it could be like one person that he chooses out of that family that he wants to use to break the generational curses. Now, I'm still trying to figure that out, and I will probably be looking more in depth into that, into doing that research, into maybe trying to find a book about it or going online to read about it, or even YouTube videos, because sometimes, YouTube videos can be helpful. Not every YouTube video is helpful, but that's another topic. That's neither here nor there. But in my case, I'm just going to use me for an example. And if this video can help anybody get any more clarity on what they're going through, or, just basically trying to understand why the Most High God is using you, why he's chosen you out of your family to do certain things that he has for you to do. So in my case, I know that in my family, there has been rape in my family. I won't go into anybody else's business, but I will just go into my business. That did happen to me when I was younger, when I was a teenager. And praise God, I got through that. It's all because of the Most High God that I got through that. And at the time, I didn't even realize that, he got me through it. Obviously, when you're that young, you don't understand everything. You don't, especially if you're not, walking that walk with God like that. You know what I mean? You're not going to understand why something like that would happen to you, or, even understand being able to get through something, so traumatic like that. But, like I said, praise the Most High God, I'm still here. That happened to me in my teenage years, one time. And come to find out that that same person did it to like 2 or 3 other young women as well. And I just, I pray that the Most High God has already dealt with him. I pray that he's gotten humbled and he learned a lesson, and to not ever do that to anybody again. But in this video, speaking of generational curses, I think that the Most High God, he picks certain people, obviously, because he judges us by the reins of our heart, first and foremost. He looks into each one of our hearts. He knows the type of person you are going to become, years ahead of time. He knows all of our journeys. He knows how all of our walks are going to go before we are even formed. He already can see into the future. He already knows everything that will happen to us, the things that we will go through, the experiences, the people we will meet. He knows all of it. And so I feel like he chooses specific people to, break certain curses off of a family. It could be other things, It's also addictions that run in my family as well, I know that I've had an issue in the past, you know, um, and sometimes I still struggle, you know. I was never like a full-fledged alcoholic or anything like that, but there were times when I was younger that I would drink more, to probably mask things that I was going through or dealing with at the time, obviously, and you might party with friends and hang out and things like that. So, addictions, also it could be things like sexual abuse in your family. It could be things having to do with growing up in a dysfunctional family. It could be, like in my case, I didn't really know my father growing up. So that is also another thing that has to be dealt with, or that, you have to deal with the, I guess you could say like the trauma of not having that parent around. But also, you have to look at it from another perspective. You have to look at it from a perspective of, well, if that person wasn't going to be the best mother or the best father to that said child, right, then you were probably better off without that parent. And I'm just being honest when I say that. That's not like to, throw, salt on anybody. That's not to hurt anybody's feelings. But sometimes a person might step out of a child's life because they may feel like that child would be better off without them. And in some cases, sometimes that child is better off without that person. So, there are many factors on why God chooses each person out of a family, and he may feel like, obviously, I feel like he does feel like, this is from me, the outside looking in. Obviously, nobody knows exactly what God thinks, but from just what I think is, he feels like he's built us sometimes different from other people in our families. What one person is able to endure, maybe the next person is not able to endure, and what you think you could endure, maybe you're not able to, but somebody who never thought they could come through that or endure that will go through it and come out on the other side. So I feel like there's lots of reasons why God chooses the people that he chooses out of the families to break those said generational curses. And, I've stated in other videos of mine that I have been through a lot since an early age. And, didn't always, get the support that, I feel like I should have had as a child. You want that love, you want that support from your parents, and sometimes they do the best they can do because, sometimes they had a rough childhood, and, you can't hold that against them because you don't know how they grew up, and so the best thing to do is to forgive if it's a parent, a grandparent. Sometimes people are raised by their grandparents, by other people in their families, and the best thing you could do is just forgive that person because, like I said, you don't know the way that somebody was raised. You don't know if they got all the love and the support and care that they needed growing up. So, in turn, if they're not able to give that to you, you know, it can be hurtful, it can be traumatic, it can be an experience that nobody should have to go through. Definitely no child should have to go through that. But then again, you have to look at the factor of the people that were raising that child, and you have to understand that maybe they had it rough as well. And you just have to forgive, and you have to do your best to move on and know that God, the Most High God, sees everything. He sees every detail and He hears everything. He hears conversations you don't hear. He sees things that you don't see. And when He has you specifically picked for a purpose, yeah, you're going to probably go through things. And I'm speaking for myself and the things that I've been through. I've been through a lot. You will go through things, but just know that the Most High God has you. He has you, even if you don't know He has you. And I grew up in church. I grew up believing in God, but a lot of the things that they teach you in these churches, are not how do I say it? It's not everything that should be taught. And some of these things that are being taught in these 501c3 churches, they don't always tell you about the things that you should know. They don't always discuss spiritual warfare. A lot of churches don't discuss generational curses or generational, breaking generational curses. A lot of churches do not discuss, battles within family dynamics, people that could be going against you in your own family, which basically, when it comes down to it, is good versus evil once again. A lot of things, they will revert right back to that, wheats and the tares. And, like I truly have love for people in my family, even if they don't feel the same about me. As an empath, you love people, you care about people, but when they don't return that love to you, or they feel like you're not like them, maybe they feel they're better than you. I mean, I don't know, you're not in that person's brain, but sometimes you have to love people from a distance. Sometimes the Most High God, not even sometimes, He'll expose people to you, and you'll know if you need to keep being close to certain people or not, But there is a reason why, not to veer off too far off topic, but there is a reason why that He chooses every individual that He chooses. Some people have very loving hearts, and they want to help people in this world. They want to see people win. They want to see people do good. I've always been one of those type of people who root for people, even when I notice certain people don't root for me. I'm happy when people are doing good. And a lot of times when you walk this journey with God, you don't get the same thing reciprocated back to you. But you have to say, oh well. And you have to say, may the Most High God have mercy on them. Because if you try to be a good person to somebody, if you were decent to somebody, and they're not returning it back to you, they overlook you or ignore you, You just have to love people from a distance. And that's just what it is. But breaking off generational curses, it is hard because you are literally in a fight between good and evil. You know, if you walking in the Most High God's mighty name, you know exactly what team you're playing for. You know exactly what you stand for and what you will not put up with and what you will not stand for. And you know that when you see evil or when you see people doing any type of wickedness, you want to speak up about it. And there are people that want to silence you. People want to shut you up because they want to be the type of people that go along to get along with the wickedness so that they can get what they want, or so that, it gets swept under the rug. And that's not the way I operate. And so that's just what that is. But you can't cry about it. You have to keep going every day. I know what I'll stand for and what I won't. And I know what I'll put up with and what I won't put up with. And if that type of behavior is around me and my children, I will cut it off real quick. And you don't have to stand for people's foolishness. I don't care what somebody says to you, what they threaten you with. I don't care about any of that. Because at the end of the day, your walk with God is the most important thing. And if He's chosen you out of your family to break, certain generational curses off you and your kids, off your family bloodline, you got to fight. You got to fight every day. You can't be focused on what somebody's saying, what somebody's scheming and scamming, or what are they trying to plot on you, because God already sees them. And God's already going to be 30 steps ahead of them, especially when He has a purpose for you and He has work for you to do out here. God judges all of us by the reins of our hearts. And don't think for 1 second somebody wicked is getting away with anything. They might think they're getting away with something for a little bit. They're not getting away with anything. They live in their delusions. So let them. Let them live in their delusions and let them deal with whatever God's going to serve on them. And you just keep walking your walk. You stay prayed up out here. Stay in your scriptures. Stay continuing to pray over you. If you have children, pray over your children. If you have a husband or if you have a wife, vice versa, however it fits you. If you're a man and you have a wife, if you're a woman and you have a husband, cover your spouse with prayer. Pray for your husband, pray for your wife, pray over yourself, pray over your kids. You can even pray for loved ones who maybe don't love you anymore. People need prayer. They do. Pray that people repent. Pray that people see the error of their ways. Pray that people want better for themselves, because you want to see people do better. And you don't want to see people to go to that lake of fire. Regardless of what anybody has done and said about me, to me, I don't want people to burn up in the abyss of hell. I don't. And it's no joke. Like, your soul is on the line out here. And if the Most High has chose you to break off generational curses, you have to fight every day. You have to want better for you and your kids. You have to, do all that you can do to be a good person every day, to make the right decisions, keep the wrong people away from you and out of you and your family's lives, because everybody is not for you that claims to be for you. You pray, because you're in a battle. We're all in a battle dealing with this warfare. There's people that don't believe that it's real, and that's fine. But sometimes the people that don't believe it's real are the people that have already been given over to Satan. He's not going to come hard for his own, because if he has you, he already has you. Why is he going to come so hard for you? He's going to come hard for the people that he doesn't have, for the people that want to change their lives and want to be walking in the Most High's name. Those are the ones he's going to come after. But when you're covered under the Most High God is not going to let you get messed with like that. You know, you may go through some testing here and there, but if you stay obedient to the Most High God, do your best to follow the law, statutes, and commandments of the Bible. Do your best to stay out of trouble, to keep walking in his mighty name and standing up for him and standing up for the truth. He will have your back. And I know he loves his chosen children. I know he does. Not to say he doesn't love other people, but I definitely know he has a lot of love for his children that are really trying to do their best to stay on the righteous side of life. So if he chooses you out of your family to break these generational curses, continue to fight. Don't give up. Don't give up. Pray for people. Pray for yourselves. Pray for your boyfriends or your husbands, your wives, your girlfriends. If you're in a relationship, ask the Most High to strengthen your relationships. Strengthen relationships with your children, with yourselves. Strengthen your relationship with him every day. Ask the Most High to renew your mindset, to renew your heart posture day by day. Because sometimes, you know, that anger, because of what people try to do to you that are working for the wicked side, it can make you angry. You can get upset, and that's normal. But the thing about it is, you may get upset, but you don't act on it because you know better. And when you know better, you do better. And when you're walking in the Most High's name, you definitely should know better. And you got to try your best out here. You know? Shake the hate off. Let that hate roll off your back when people throw hate at you. Let that stuff roll off your back just like water. In the words of Bruce Lee, be like water. You know? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go research that, what I just said. So, breaking generational curses can be a lot to deal with. But if you think about it, it really is worth it for your children. Because that's really who you're doing it for, is for your kids. It's for your children. It could also be for other people of your family bloodline. But I know it's definitely for your kids if you have kids. We are definitely in spiritual battle out here. So armor up. Wear the full armor of the Most High God every day, because you will need it out here in this world. I pray everybody just stays blessed. Keep doing the right thing out here, elect. Don't let nobody get you down. And if they try to get you down, you stay up. Keep your head up every day to the Most High God. Stay prayed up out here. Stay in your scriptures. Do your best to be of good cheer. Because just like he said, the Heavenly Father, he says, be of good cheer, for I have overcome the world. He's already dealt with this place. He's already been in this world. And he overcame it. And through the Most High God, you are an overcomer as well. Stay blessed. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, I will talk to you all another time. Peace to all of you and blessings to you.